You know that moment when something good happens? Maybe you feel good about how you look, or you share something that you're proud of. It may have been your work, your outfit, your progress, and the first thing that comes to your mind is to reach out and tell others. It may have been your friends, your family, or even your partner, and unfortunately, their reaction doesn't match yours. They say, "Oh, cool," or they just even move on and don't say anything at all. And suddenly, your excitement would just fade away. And you start questioning yourself that was it even a big deal to talk about or to share it? Yeah, I get you. I've been there and I've felt that as well. It sucks. And honestly, that's when I realized something. It wasn't really about sharing the joy, no. It was more about having somebody who confirmed that, oh, your joy is valid. That's what validation is. It quietly teaches you to hand your emotion to somebody else and ask, can you please allow me to feel good about myself? And that's what external validation does to you. It tricks your brain to think that your validation, it depends on somebody else's reaction. But here's the truth. Your worth was never meant to be outsourced. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Alex and today we're gonna talk about how to validate yourself and build your self-worth up piece by piece. So here's what we will dive in this video. First, we will look at the psychology behind why we crave validation, what's happening in our brain that we are seeking. Then we talk about seeking validation from the opposite sex. Later, we will look at the mindset shifts, how to start checking in with yourself instead of waiting for others. And after that, I'm gonna give you some actionable steps that you can start practicing with them to build your self-validation. We also cover some common challenges that you might face along the way because this isn't always easy. And finally, we will close with some encouragement and reflection to help you really own your self-worth. So let's go. So let's start from the beginning. Why do we even do this? Why do we crave people's approval so much? So psychologically, this comes down to a term called self-determination theory, which talks about three basic psychological needs: autonomy, connection, and competence. And when those aren't met internally, you start to look for them outside through approval, praise, or even attention. And actually, this isn't your fault. As kids, we were taught that validation equals love. You did something good, your parents smiled, and you felt safe. You made a mistake, they got disappointed, and you felt rejected. So your brain learned that if I get approval, it means I'm good. If not, then that means I'm not enough. And fast forward to adulthood, and that same system runs quietly in your brain. Now it's not even about your parents anymore. It's about likes, comments, friends, partners, and so many other things. But here's the problem. That external validation is just a temporary dopamine hit. It gives you a high for a moment, then it leaves you emptier than before because your brain never learned to create that feeling from within. But let's talk about something that a lot of people don't realize. How seeking validation from the opposite sex will shape how we see ourselves. Because if we are being honest, it's about feeling wanted, admired, or seen by the person you're attracted to. That one message, that one compliment, that one little bit of attention, it can just boost your confidence in seconds. When it's not there, you start questioning yourself. You start wondering that,
am I not enough? Did I lose it? What's wrong with me?
And that's how exactly dependency on external validation looks like. It's a sneaky because it hides under the connection. You tell yourself that I just like to be appreciated, but underneath it often is,
I don't feel confident without being trusted.
And the truth is that a lot of people feel their most confident when only they're in relationships. They suddenly believe in their worth more than ever. They carry themselves differently. They walk into a room like they finally have the permission to feel beautiful or valuable. But that confidence isn't theirs. It's just borrowed. Because let's be honest, it's built on someone else's attention. And when that attention fades, the confidence fades as well. And that's what I want to help you to change. Because you deserve to have the kind of confidence that stays. The kind that doesn't shake just because somebody came into your life or went out of your life. The one that comes from self-validation, from knowing who you are and your worth, without needing anyone else to remind you of it. You deserve to feel that steady, quiet confidence. The kind that says, I'm proud of myself, I'm worthy, and I'm attractive. Even when there's no one else around you to say that back to you. That's not even arrogance, that's emotional emotional independence. And that's the level where your validation becomes internal and your peace no longer depends on who's noticing you. Because the fact is that I've seen a lot of people that when they're in a relationship, they have the confidence that they feel like they have ruled the world, whereas it's not true. But I just like the confidence that they have, and I'm like, if you can have that once you're in a relationship with somebody, that you can have that by yourself as well. I think that's the goal, to have that when you don't have anyone. That's the true confidence. That's the true self-validation. The mindset shift. So how do we change that? Let's just start by realizing that validation isn't wrong. It's just incomplete when it only comes from others. External validation meant to reflect your worth, not to define it. So the mindset shift is that instead of asking,
Do they see me? Do they like me? What do they think of me?
start asking yourself that, do I see this? Do I like this? What do I think about this? How do I feel about this? It's about turning that mirror inward. When you catch yourself looking for somebody else to clap for you, pause and notice it, not with shame, but with curiosity. Ask yourself that, what am I hoping their reaction would give me? Reassurance, pride, belonging? Because that's the emotion you're looking for, you can give yourself first. That's the beginning of self-validation. And actually, I love to hear that from you. What's one small thing that you can validate yourself on starting today? Drop it in the comments. I will be reading and replying as much as I can. Actionable steps to build self-validation. First, notice your self-talk. Pay attention to how you talk to yourself in small moments. When you catch yourself thinking that they probably won't like this, or I hope they will like this, you frame it to, I like this, I'm proud of this, and that's enough. This trains your brain to give the validation that you have been looking for in others. Second, check in with yourself before you share it with others. Before posting, sharing, or showing something to somebody else, ask, do I feel good about this? Does this make me feel proud? Even in the small things, sharing a photo, a message, or personal win, notice your own approval first is powerful. And you're learning to validate yourself and not outsource it. Third, anchor your worth in identity and not performance. Your value isn't defined by what you do and how people think of you. Try doing this exercise where you finish this sentence every day. Even if I fail or no one notices, I'm someone who focuses on who you are and not on what you achieve. Fourth, start noticing where you seek that approval automatically. Maybe you're looking for likes, compliments, or asking, do you agree with me? In those moments, pause and ask yourself, do I feel good about this on my own? And over time, this builds a habit of internal validation instead of relying on others. Fifth, practice daily affirmations. Even for tiny things, say out loud or mentally, I handled that well. I like how I did that. I'm proud of myself for showing up. It can be as simple as acknowledging that you finished a task, a conversation, or even a morning routine. These micro affirmations will reinforce your self-worth internally and without anybody else to just notice you. You could also try doing that in the mirror while you're trying to do your makeup or getting ready. You can just say to yourself that, oh, you look so good today, or I love your energy, or I sometimes actually I send myself a kiss like that, and I just love it. Like, I instantly just get hyped up and I will be feeling so good about myself. And at the beginning, all of this might sound silly to you, but once you realize how does it affect you and how powerful that is and how it makes you feel so good, you stop forgetting about that. So what is silly? I don't care. Like, all of our work doesn't have to be so rational and wise. No, if that's helping me to feel better about myself or feel so good within myself, then I don't care if that's silly. Let it be silly. I don't care. Not important. The important part here is that you are feeling good. So if this video has helped you, make sure that you like the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out my future videos. And if you even want to go deeper, I have a series called Healing Series. You could see it right there, where I have also covered topics like confidence, resilience, and overthinking and so on. You could check it out right there because this video is just a part of that series. And if you feel like like you need more guidance on healing, I highly recommend you that you check that series out, because I feel like it's gonna help you a lot. And let me know down in the comments that what did you think about it. Common challenges. Even when you start doing internal validation, you might notice this. You still feel that pull towards approval. Maybe you catch yourself thinking that I hope they like this, or comparing yourself to someone else, or worry that self-validation is selfish, like you're bragging or ignoring what others think. But here's the truth, all of that are normal. Your brain has been wired for external validation for years or even decades. It's not going to disappear overnight, and that's okay. Every time you pause, check in with yourself and give yourself the approval that you need, because you're slowly rewiring that habit. Sometimes it will feel awkward or uncomfortable, and that's not a sign that you're failing. It's a proof that you're changing something inside of you. Remember, the goal isn't perfection, it's practice. Even tiny moments of internal validation are victories. Okay? Reflection and encouragement. So take a moment right now to reflect. What was the last time you have celebrated something for yourself without needing anybody else to notice that? When did you allow yourself to feel proud just because you were proud? Because that's where real confidence lives. Your joy, your sense of worth, and your accomplishments, it was never meant to be outsourced. So start giving it to yourself today. Notice your small wins, honor your effort, and check in with your feelings first. Over time, those moments build the foundation of your self-worth that no one can shake. And remember this, every time you stop asking, do they see me? And start asking that, do I see myself? You take one step closer to your happiness. You don't need anyone else to prove, because you already do. Remember, building self-worth is a practice, not a one-time achievement. Your joy, your confidence, and your worth were never meant to be outsourced. They all start within you. So take a moment today to check with yourself, notice a win, and give yourself the validation that you deserve. Thank you so much for staying with me till the end of the video. I really appreciate you. See you in the next one. Until then, take care. Bye bye.